Millions of people in China are living their lives right now directly above a scar from space. A cosmic catastrophe so recent, it shouldn't exist. And here's what keeps scientists awake at night. An impact like this could happen tomorrow, and we'd have maybe hours of warning. Today, I'm going to show you a crater that changes everything we thought we knew about our recent history and what it means for our future. In November 2025, an international team of geologists announced something extraordinary. Hidden beneath the dense vegetation of Guangdong province in southern China, they found it, a massive impact crater, several kilometers across, perfectly preserved. But that's not the shocking part. For decades, scientists have been analyzing satellite imagery and geological anomalies across China. They were looking for ancient impact sites, evidence of cosmic violence from millions of years ago. What they found was something far more disturbing. This crater isn't ancient, it's young, disturbingly young. When you look at the structure from above, even through layers of forest and sediment, you can see it. The telltale signs are unmistakable. A central uplift where the ground rebounded from the impact, concentric rings spreading outward like a bullseye, and when they examined the rocks, they found shocked quartz, minerals that have been transformed under pressures and temperatures that only exist in two places: nuclear explosions and asteroid impacts. The rock doesn't lie, it's been heated to over 1,000 degrees Celsius in a fraction of a second. It's been compressed by forces that would flatten mountains. This is the signature of something from space, traveling at cosmic velocity, slamming into our planet with the force of hundreds of nuclear weapons. But here's where it gets truly unsettling. The dating. When did this happen? We live in what geologists call the Holocene epoch. It began roughly 11,700 years ago when the last ice age ended. It's the age of human civilization, the time when we invented agriculture, built the first cities, created writing. It's our time, and until recently, we thought the Holocene was relatively quiet. No major impacts, no global catastrophes from space. We thought we were safe. This crater in Guangdong tells a different story. Based on radiometric dating and sediment analysis, this impact happened during the Holocene, not millions of years ago, not hundreds of thousands of years ago, possibly just a few thousand years ago, during recorded human history. Think about that for a moment. The famous meteor crater in Arizona, the one tourists visit, that formed 50,000 years ago, the Tunguska event in Siberia, the explosion that flattened 2,000 square kilometers of forest, that was 1908. But Tunguska didn't even leave a crater. It was an airburst. This Chinese crater is different. It's larger than meteor crater, it's better preserved, and it's frighteningly recent. This happened during a time when humans were building civilizations, farming the land, raising families. People were living in this region, and then one day, the sky fell. Let me take you back to that moment. Imagine you're living in southern China, 3,000 years ago, maybe 4,000. You're in a village. It's an ordinary day. The sun is shining. You're working in the fields. Your children are playing nearby. Life is normal, predictable, safe. Then you see it, a streak across the sky brighter than anything you've ever seen, brighter than the sun. It grows larger, moving faster than comprehension. You have maybe 8 seconds. The asteroid, probably 100 to 200 meters across, about the size of a football stadium, hits the ground at 70,000 kilometers per hour. The impact releases energy equivalent to hundreds of Hiroshima bombs detonating simultaneously. A fireball erupts, hotter than the surface of the sun, expanding outward at supersonic speed. Everything within dozens of kilometers is simply erased. The shockwave flattens forests, levels buildings, turns solid ground into liquid. Molten rock is thrown into the air, raining down like hellfire across the landscape. Your village, your family, your entire world, gone in an instant, not by war, not by disease, by a piece of rock from space that nobody saw coming. And then the dust. Millions of tons of pulverized earth and rock hurled into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun. The temperature drops, crops fail. Anyone who survived the initial impact now faces a different kind of catastrophe. Yet here's the mystery. We have no clear records of this event, no ancient text describing the day the sky exploded, no archaeological evidence of mass casualties in the region, no legends passed down through generations about the Great Fire from heaven. How is that possible? How does an explosion of this magnitude happen during human history and leave almost no trace in our collective memory? It's one of the most haunting questions this discovery raises. So what does this mean for us today, in 2025? It means we need to fundamentally reconsider how safe we actually are. Right now, we're tracking over 30,000 near-Earth asteroids. That sounds impressive. We have telescopes scanning the sky, we have computer models, we have plans. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Our records only go back decades, not millennia. Objects in the size range of 100 to 200 meters, exactly the category that created this crater. These are the dangerous ones. They're large enough to cause regional catastrophe, to kill millions if they hit near a major city, but they're small enough to be incredibly difficult to detect. We miss them all the time. They pass between the Earth and the Moon, and we only notice them days later when amateur astronomers happen to catch them on their way out. How many more craters like this are hidden? Under cities, under farmland, under forests? The Earth is an active planet. We have plate tectonics that swallow evidence. We have erosion that smooths away scars. We have vegetation that covers everything. In densely populated regions like China, Europe, the eastern United States, there could be impact craters buried under parking lots and shopping malls, and we'd never know. This discovery in Guangdong forces us to ask the question nobody wants to ask. How often does this actually happen? We've built our modern world on the assumption that major impacts are rare, that we have millions of years between catastrophic events. But what if we're wrong? What if the universe is more dangerous than we thought? Think about a similar impact today. Not in rural China 3,000 years ago, but in Los Angeles, in New York, in London or Tokyo. A 100-meter asteroid that we didn't see coming. 8 seconds from detection to impact, no time to evacuate, no time to warn anyone. Just 8 seconds and then a fireball consuming everything within 50 kilometers, tens of millions of lives, critical infrastructure gone, economic collapse. And unlike our ancestors, we've built a civilization that's incredibly fragile. We depend on electrical grids, on supply chains, on just-in-time delivery. A single impact could trigger cascading failures across the entire planet. But let me give you something to hold on to. Unlike our ancestors who lived 3,000 years ago, unlike the people who looked up and saw death falling from the sky with no understanding and no defense, we're not helpless. For the first time in human history, we have the technology to see these threats coming. We have telescopes that can spot asteroids years in advance. We have spacecraft that can reach them. NASA's DART mission proved last year that we can actually deflect an asteroid, change its trajectory, push it away from Earth. We have the knowledge, we have the capability. The question is whether we have the will, whether we'll invest in the detection systems, the early warning networks, the deflection missions that could save millions of lives, whether we'll take this threat seriously before it's too late. This hidden crater in Guangdong, this scar that lay forgotten for thousands of years, it's more than just an interesting geological discovery. It's a message from our past. It's proof that the universe doesn't care about our plans, our civilizations, our dreams for the future. It's a reminder that we live in a cosmic shooting gallery and Earth is a target. But it's also proof that these events leave evidence, that we can study them, learn from them, prepare for them. The crater is still there, beneath the trees and soil of southern China, waiting to teach us, waiting to remind us that vigilance isn't paranoia, it's survival. The people who lived through that impact, 3,000 years ago, they had no warning, no preparation, no hope. We do. We have the technology to see the threat coming. We have the ability to do something about it. The question is whether we'll use it, whether we'll heed the warning this ancient crater is giving us, or whether we'll ignore it until it's too late. Because make no mistake, the next impact is coming. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And when that day comes, when telescopes spot an object on a collision course with Earth, we'll have one chance to get it right. One chance to prove that we learned the lesson this hidden crater has been trying to teach us all along. That we're ready, that we're watching, that we won't let history repeat itself. The crater in Guangdong has kept its secret for thousands of years. Now it's speaking. The question is, are we listening?